everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, you notice that that's my intro. Hey friends, how is everybody? Today, because I get very excited about each week's video, or I try to find things that are exciting to me, so that way that I can, how do I put that into terms? I know what I'm trying to say. It's just not the words. Anyway, I like things that are exciting to me. I feel like if I'm excited about something, somewhere out there, somebody else is excited about that, and then we can all revel in our excitement together, right? And then my joy and excitement can come across to y'all. That's the goal, anyway. Alas, my frustrations come across too. So, it is what it is. Pardon me. It is very warm today. It's just very hot here. It's a weird hot though, because it's not that warm temperature wise. I think it was like 64 earlier today. And you go outside in the sun and you're just sweating buckets, and then I turn into a tomato with eyes, because that's what I look like in the summer, a sweaty tomato with eyes. And my whole face is just beet red. It's terrible. But I digress. And before I digress further down the rabbit hole, today we are doing something really exciting. I have been waiting for the last week and a half to do this. We are hydro dipping! So hydro dipping, I don't have a whole lot of experience or knowledge about this. My understanding is that, you can do it in a couple different ways. There's lots and lots of videos out there on how to. I am doing just the spray paint version, not I guess you can get these, I don't know what sheets of something, and you put it in the water, but you have to put a special adhesive on the back of it, and then you put your item into that piece of plastic or print. I honestly am not sure what that is called. That's very complicated. That's a lot of steps. That's a lot of just shit I don't want to deal with. So I'm not. I am doing the simple version. So I've got me a great big huge tub. I have hose water out back or on the side of my house. I have a few colors of just basic spray paint. Nothing fancy, just I did get gloss spray paint, and then I got some primer spray paint. So the idea is, let's use this little can as an example. You have an item and you want to make it fun and fancy, right? And this is a super easy, it's almost cheap and cheerful. If you know somebody with extra spray paint, or you have spray paint laying around in random colors, this is a great activity to use up some of that old spray paint. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really has much of an effect on the product itself. So what you do is, I'm going to tell you about it now, because the video of it, you can't really hear me. I have an air mask. So the things you need is a tub with water, just plain water. Tap water is fine, cold water, whatever. Do it outside if you can. If you can do it in your yard or on your patio or somewhere with good ventilation. The spray paint fumes are intense, and because it's in a small area, even in a big tub, it's still a small area. Those fumes just come screaming back into your face. They're highly toxic. They're not great for you, which is why you need a good. I actually bought a fairly expensive respirator, like a $40 one. That you will see here in a minute. You can also get just an air mask, but because I do so many things with sanding and paint and fumes and all this stuff, I figured, you know what, it's really time that I invest and buy myself an actual air respirator. So that's what I have. A pair of gloves. You can wear disposable gloves. I wound up getting these very thick, black, heavy duty plastic gloves that come up to about here, which is perfect because I want them to come up past my wrists. I don't like the little plastic ones because I go a little deeper into the bin. The plastic toss away ones probably would have filled my wrist, and my wrist would get coated in spray paint. So you need that. You need colors of spray paint, like I said, some primer, or just a white. You could probably just use any white spray paint. I'm honestly not sure that you would really need a primer, but and some, it's, the scrubby materials. It's a 3M product, and they're just scrubbers. They're green or blue, and you just buy a pack of them. There's like 5 of them in a pack. I literally walked past them, picked them up at the grocery store, and was like, oh, you know what? I don't need these. Or was I at Lowe's? I forget. Wherever I bought spray paint. And I put them back because I was like, oh no, I have some of those. I don't need them. Well, I stopped buying those kinds of sponges years ago, and I started using the Sponge Daddy and the Sponge Mummies. And that's a totally different type of scrubber. You want that good, kind of almost abrasive scrubber brush. I wound up using a very fine grain sandpaper, which worked just fine. But you don't want to mar anything, so you just want to scuff up the sides and then put your spray primer and let it dry. Working outside was great because everything dried fairly quickly, and it was not a long, arduous process. So you get your stuff, you spray paint, and then, or you primer, and then you dip. And the whole point of the dip is like you have it in the water, you spray paint fairly close to the water, and you go over and over and over. And I've seen people where they waste like so much paint, and then they dip the tiniest little thing, and they're like, oh, look, and then that's it. That's all they do with the paint. And I'm like, that's not how I do it. So let's get started. Let's get ready to spray paint. I'm very excited. So excited to hydro dip. Natty's going to be my little helper with camera today. So she can help out there if she minds her manners and doesn't touch all the buttons. And then we will meet back here after everything is dry and ready to go, and I can show you everything that we have done. So exciting!
All right, so we are outside, and here is my big bin of water. There is some of the stuff that we have collected to dip. That flower pot was great because it had a lot of texture on it, so it just eased the paint to stick a little bit better, so that made it nice. The crutches is what started this whole project. I wanted to zhuzh up some crutches since I'm going to be on them for 8 weeks, and I figured hydro dipping, actually it was my husband's idea. Okay, I will give him the credit. It was his idea. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a great idea. So here we are. That's what we did.
And I have my happy helper. My daughter Natty. Come over here. Hello. There you go.
I'm gonna be cameraman today. If you can even hear me.
Alrighty.
To the
Here we
spot.
go. I got my Roger Rabbit dipping gloves on. Got my spray paint. The fumes you can see are bad. And I did look this up. The VOCs are intense and can cause cancer with prolonged use and all of that. So it is really good to protect your airways, especially after COVID. Sorry about the camera person. She wasn't supposed to be touching the camera, so it got a little wibbly. But we're dipping. And it got stringy, so I don't know if that's a time situation with me. Oh, I didn't realize how much she was touching the camera. At any rate, I don't know if the stringy paint portion is me, or if that's the paint, or if that's the water, or if that's all of it, or if it's because I'm outside. Who knows? But I made it work. And so I'm just alternating colors. You're supposed to cover the water with your paint. I found that kind of difficult to do without just being wasteful. I was trying not to be super wasteful. I was trying to use the paint that I had sprayed in it. So that's kind of doing a few spritzes, and then I'll spritz over it, and then kind of, oh, good grief. I was trying to just keep it moving and keep it clean, I guess. And so that's what I'm doing. Was going through so you can see the water better here, where you just spray in layers of color, and then you kind of mix it up a little bit or wait for it to kind of cool. At least that's what I was doing. So, and I think if you work faster, maybe, I don't know, it's hydro dipping, so I'm sure there's ways that you could go about it that would be different or more useful or just quicker or maybe more thorough. But this was what I had, and this is what I did. So, and I really actually had a good time with this project. It went really fast. I was surprised it took me so long to get everything set up and moved. And this was not where I was going to have filming. I was going to do this in the driveway, but once we put half a bucket of water in that bin. I couldn't move it, even though there's wheels on the bottom, but that bin was just exploding because it's not meant to hold that much water. So it was very much out of shape already. So I just keep repeating the paint and the dip. And so because I only got like 3 colors, I used blues, I used a couple different shades of blues, a couple different purples, and white. I kind of felt like at the end, my crutches needed something more. So actually, after we got this all done, we went and got a pink, just to add just a little bit of splash of color, like another like bright pop, because I really love a bright pop. And I really love pink. Pink is definitely my jam.
Okay, friends, and now through the magic of TV, through the magic of everything, we have our hydro dip stuff. I gotta say, this planter turned out really great. I am kind of sad that I only put the blue and the white on it. I don't really care that the inside is kind of a hot mess because I'm just gonna put dirt in it and the plant, so it really doesn't matter that the inside's kind of gloppy. The texture of this flower pot was great because it had everything it needed. I didn't need to stuff it up, so just put the primer on and a couple dips. I will say the top coat that I put on everything, there's no like shiny top coat on this. It's just not possible with the texture of it. But I do really love the patterns and stuff. Let's see if we can alter that just a little bit so you guys can see. Oh, that's not great. Okay, I'm trying to get some sort of normal lighting that doesn't blow this out. That's not helpful. They're like flashing. Where's my remote? I got a remote on this thing. Here we go. Whoa. All right. I guess that's as good as it's going to get. But yeah, I like the little swirl effect right there. I think that's really cool. I like it. That is really neat. So yeah, I think this came out really neat, and I was really, really happy with that. Let's see. The coffee cups. So the coffee cups I made are for pencils, only because I have 1,001 coffee cups. I don't need any more in my cabinet. I'm trying to cut back from buying them. I have a collection, you see. My collections have kind of gotten out of hand, you see. And every time I go to a new town and they have a new mug and I don't have it, I have to buy it, right? Like, that's the rule. The Starbucks city mugs, like city travel mugs, and don't get me started on Starbucks. Like, I like Starbucks, just leave me alone. Let me have Starbucks. I can't protest everything. So, believe me, I'm from the West Coast, okay? We have Starbucks like every corner. And when you go to Seattle, it's the happiest place on earth because there's literally a Starbucks on every single corner. There's one, and there's one, and there's one, and there's one inside the store and downstairs in the basement. Anyway, so these are pencil cap holders. Aren't they neat? I think they did turn out really cute. I like the blue and the purple mixed together. And actually, is it this one? Is this one. This one that's all purple has a little blob of pink on it, which I think is funny. And the inside of the lid didn't really, or the inside of the handle didn't get it. But that's okay. Like, they're pencil cup holders. So they're just supposed to be pretty. I forget which one Natty wanted. I think she wanted this one. Okay. Where? Oh, this one. This is the travel cup that I did. I actually wound up adding some pink at the end because everything, like, there was a few spots that had just nothing, and I'm like, you know, that what that really needs is a pop of pink. So Natty and I went and got pink. I sprayed pink just real quick in the water, dipped it a little bit, and bam, there we are. So it was very quick. This has, like, the spray paint, I don't know, like, the spray paint dries, I feel like, very quickly on the water, so you have to work really, really fast. This section right here is really smooth and it's lovely, and then there's this section that's all kinds of bumpy and ripply because of all of the spray. So I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, probably, but you know what? It's supposed to be a quick art project. I thought that these turned out great. I'm actually really happy with this, and I'm excited to use it. I did spray it with a top coat. I'm going to get a, shoot, I don't have any, some Mod Podge dishwasher, which can go up to this lip because I don't use this mug like this. We're fine. It's a travel mug. See? So I think I will be just fine. So there's that. And then the things that really, like, this is what started this whole project, were my crutches. So I have to have surgery next week. I'm having surgery on my foot. I will be in a cast for 8 weeks, non-weight bearing for 8 weeks. I can't even begin to tell you how, oh God, my hair is just in my face. I'm sorry, and it's like blowing out my nose. Sorry. Granted, I have a fan blowing right at my face. Maybe that's part of the problem. So the crutches. I'm going to be in some crutches. I have an e-scooter too. I have a cane. I have all of the old lady stuff. But because I have to use these crutches for a while, I went ahead and just bought a pair. Wind. Oh, my hair. See, this is why I don't ever wear my hair now. Because it's just in my face. I don't like it. So I bought a pair of crutches. I actually bought a pair of crutches the last time I had foot surgery because I was not provided with any. And I was like, I really could be using a crutch. But I had a walking boot, but it threw my hip and my back all out of whack because it was so much different than where my shoe level stopped. You know, like it was doing one of these. So I got the crutches just to make it a little easier. And then when we started packing this house, I was like, I don't need these crutches. I'm good. And so I got rid of the crutches, thinking I was doing a nice thing and donated them. And then here we are again. And my husband's like, why do we have to buy crutches every time you have surgery? Like, stop tossing things out. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Fair. So with the crutches, I got the pink because I needed a splash of pink. And so then I got the little covers for them. And I really think that they turned out so stinking cool. Like, I mean, oops, I'm into the door or into the wall. But I think those turned out so cool. Like, they're so fancy. These are like the fanciest crutches I've ever seen in my life. Have you ever seen crutches that look like these? I haven't. I think these are pretty cool. I do wish I could get them all in just one photo or like something, but can you see the pink splashings? Like, it's very cool. I'm really excited about it. And with little pink pads, it just makes it all just come together. So that's it for my video this week, was hydro dipping. I had a great time with it. It was definitely a mess, but I think it was a worthy mess, because the project went really quick, and like the dipping was not hard to do at all. Like, the hardest thing was to just keep bugs out of my water and the hair that was floating around from my cat that we had brought out with us. So, I mean, those were the two hardest things. But we had a good time with it. I think everything turned out great, and I'm super excited. I hope y'all like this video. It was definitely different filming outside. Not something that I enjoyed, by the way, at all. Trying to set up my camera, and then I've been trying to reset this camera in here today, and it's taken me like 20 minutes just to get to where it's at now. So, because I had everything set up just the way I like it. Nobody touches it. It just stays there. And now I've got to manipulate the stand and the camera again. And it's just like, oh. But these are the hard things that I do for y'all because I love y'all so much. So that's it for me this week. I hope y'all have a good weekend. Happy Easter if you celebrate. And until next time, friends, see what you can do to produce, to manipulate, I guess, and to create and birth. There we go, birth. Put it out in the world and see what you can come up with. And see what you can come up with and then put it out in the world. There you go. Words. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. And until next time, friends, I will see you later. Bye.